Want to raise chickens for meat? Maybe you don't just want eggs, you want something more from your chickens. A nice hefty meal. We're counting down what the internet says are the top 5 breeds for your hobby farm table. Before we start talking about what chickens we want to raise for dinner, we have one of our viewers, Cheryl Carey 7100, had a question about one of the breeds we mentioned in our top 5 beginner video, top 5 chickens for beginners videos. And Cheryl Carey says, besides the barred rocks, are other Plymouth rocks just as awesome? I get the impression that sometimes when something is claimed to be the same breed, but just a different feather pattern, it's not always true. Sometimes maybe it is. What are your thoughts?
Well, in this case, they are the same breed. So a barred Plymouth Rock, a white rock, they're the same breed. They just have a different color pattern. So the gene for their color is going to be different. Most people are familiar with the barred Plymouth Rock, probably because it is so common. And it's probably more common because, well, the appearance, for one thing, it looks different than, the white rock, which is basically a white chicken. And the other cool thing is that the gene for barring is also the gene for auto-sexing chicks. So the barred Plymouth Rock is auto-sexing. I mean, you can tell the males from the females when they hatch, which probably adds to its popularity. Yeah. But really, they're all great birds.
Yeah, I think this one gets confused a lot, right? It's like all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares, right? All barred rocks are Plymouth rocks, but not all Plymouth rocks are barred rocks. Yeah. Plymouth rock is the breed, and then you've got your barred, you've got, buff and white. I personally, right now in my flock, I have some blue rocks, which is a Plymouth rock made with blue Andalusian. You get kind of that lavender color. Okay. As to your question, other than the blue rocks, I've only ever had the barred rocks. My blue rocks are super docile, they're friendly, they're gentle. But my barred rocks, I mean, those guys would follow me around and jump up in my lap. They were like cuddle pets. So to her point, I and again, individual birds are going to vary. The different roosters, different fathers. So maybe you have to find out for yourself what works for you. But I know that the barred rocks are super, super friendly. Again, my blue rocks also very friendly, but not as much as the barred rocks that I've had.
Yeah, and a lot of that is going to be due more to what strain or what line they were bred from, and less to do with their actual breed.
All right. So thank you very much, Cheryl Carey. Awesome comment.
Yep, thank you.
We'll just put the plug in now. We love the comments, so keep them coming. We appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk about meat birds, because I'm kind of hungry. What does the internet think are the top 5? The first one.
I bet I know it.
I bet I know it too.
I bet I know it. 3.
It's the one 99% of all meat birds probably are.
You just want to say it?
Cornish Cross.
Cornish Cross, for sure.
Yep.
And are we right?
You're right.
Okay.
Yes. Why?
Oh, well, I thought we just had to get it right. Fast growing, right? So 6 to 8 weeks, I can have a grown out bird. They're very feed efficient, meaning I don't have to put a ton of feed into that bird to get the growth out of it. The white feathers, they're kind of sparsely feathered to begin with, so they're easy to pluck and clean. They've been bred specifically for this purpose.
Yeah, they were bred for commercial meat production. And so that's why they grow fast. They have a high feed conversion rate. They have the plump breasts and thighs that people prefer in a meat bird. So yeah, that's why it's number one. And that's why so many people, if they're going to raise meat birds, this is what they go for. Yeah. But if you do have them, you might have a little bit different setup than what you would for your heritage breeds or your layers. First thing is, you probably want to keep them in confinement. They aren't great foragers, and they don't move very well very quickly. So they're just sitting ducks or sitting hens for predators.
Yeah, they don't do well on their own. Yeah, keep them. They're raised commercially. That's what they're meant to be done. they actually can develop health issues pretty fast by putting on that. Kind of like me, right? You put on so much weight so fast, your body's like, whoa! My legs are like, They have the same problem. Their legs will break, their hearts will give out. So they're very much a get them, feed them, butcher them, put them in the freezer type of bird.
All right. So it seemed like a pretty obvious number one.
Yeah.
You want to take a stab at number two?
I mean, there aren't that many that are bred specifically for meat. I know there's one that has several different names, several different slight differences, but the Red Ranger or the Freedom Ranger is probably on the list. Am I right?
You're right.
Yes.
Good guess. Number two.
Okay. And these again have been developed for the meat industry, but there's a lot of people don't like Cornish Cross. They're like, they're mutants. They're developed. They hear the stories. Oh, they get so big their legs break, and they're like, I don't want anything to do with that. And so the Red Rangers are kind of a compromise. They're like, hey, we're a little bit closer to that commercial. Hey, put on fake, but they've also been developed such that they're good foragers. They'll go out and eat in the field, do that kind of stuff. Take a little bit longer to mature, take a little bit more feed, but still put on, kind of in between the dual purpose and the Cornish Cross. They're kind of a in between road.
Yeah,
so they're very popular.
They're a lot hardier than the Cornish Cross, so you're not going to get all the health concerns that you do. And at the same time, they're still quite tasty. They still have, fairly large breast and thighs that people like. So it works really good for a table bird.
Yeah.
All right. The number three chicken actually had a TV show made after it. Want to take a guess?
TV show named after it.
The Jersey Shore Giant, man.
Wow.
Jersey Giant.
Where did you get this guy? Jersey. I'm not surprised it's on the list. I don't think it belongs on the list.
Right, I'm the same.
It's probably on those. It's going to be a big bird, and there's going to be a big meal there, and so it's going to be on the list. Yeah. But and Jersey, and they are a great bird, and they're going to taste fantastic. They're a phenomenal tasting bird. But the Jersey Giant, unlike the first two breeds we talked about that are very good at converting feed into meat, the Jersey Giant is not. Right. You're going to feed that Jersey Giant a lot of food, and it's getting bigger. But even still, whereas your Cornish Cross, it might be like, hey, I feed this. I put 13 pounds of feed into this bird, and I end up with a 9-pound bird. The Jersey Giant is like, I put 112 pounds of feed in this bird, and I end up with a 13-pound bird. They take longer to mature. They've got bigger bones. Again, a great tasting bird. If you got Jersey Giants and you're done with it and you want to eat her, that's fantastic. But it's not one I'd probably recommend is, hey, this is what I'm going to go into for a meat bird.
Yeah, and the Jersey Giant was really developed to compete with the turkey as an option. So chickens are easier to raise, supposedly, and you could have a big bird similar to a turkey. Turns out, though, that they're good layers. They're not as good a meat bird as a turkey would be, or as some of the other chicken breeds are. So most people that keep them for eggs or for pets. So yeah, I'm not surprised because it was developed for that. But at the same time, I probably wouldn't put it.
It's a fantastic bird, and it makes a great table bird. But that's not. If I was interested in producing meat for my family, that's not the breed I choose.
Right, and they are. If you want them in your flock, though, they are easy to get along with. Yeah. They're calm. They're easy to handle.
Yep.
They're often
gentle
referred
giants.
to as the gentle giants. Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to number four.
Okay.
The American Bresse.
Okay.
Yeah, great choice. These are, according to many people, the best tasting chicken breed out there.
Yep.
So it's a favorite of like gourmet chefs because it's considered to be so rich and flavorful, which also makes them somewhat expensive and hard to find.
Yeah. So they started off in France, right?
Yeah.
Which is, when you think of fancy food, you think of France. At least I do. I don't know, snails. But probably won't find those today. You have an American Bresse. They're great birds, very flavorful. Same qualities. They are though a good farmyard bird. I mean, they're
Yeah.
going to go out and they're going to forage. They're going to do a lot of their own. You're not going to have to do extra care to raise them the way you do with some of the other meat birds. They're just going to be like a regular chicken. Just when you're done, they taste delicious. Even more delicious than a regular chicken tastes.
Absolutely. Great choice.
All right, and number 5, Orpington.
Yeah, okay. And to me, it's Orpington / Rhode Island Red / Barred Rock / it's your other generic,
Dual purpose
breeds.
birds.
Hey, they're going to be good egg layers, but they'll also make a fine meal at the end. So they're a little bit larger. That's probably why Orpington made it on there because it's one of the larger.
That's what
of
I was
those.
thinking. Of the dual purpose
Australorp
birds,
maybe comes close.
it grows rather quickly and it grows larger than some of the other dual purpose birds. So that's probably why it's on this list. And yeah, as far as a dual purpose heritage breed chicken goes, if you want them for the table, the Orpington's a
Yep.
great choice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And you get eggs too.
Yep.
all right, what did you think of the list? The internet
Yeah.
hit it?
I'm okay with it.
I mean,
Say-
yeah, every
there are a
one of
couple I
those
probably would've
birds
had-
is going to be good for your table. I think there's some other options out there. I mean, Steve mentioned the Bresse comes originally from France. If your chicken breed has a French sounding name, there's a good chance it tastes pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
But there are some breeds that are known to have better flavor than most other dual purpose. They may not be the best egg layers, but they're still good egg layers, like the Dorking or the Sussex.
Yeah.
And of course, we can't forget the Cornish Cross was developed from
Yeah.
the Cornish chicken. And it was chosen because it's a very flavorful bird. So that's
And
going to be a
large
good
growing
option.
bird, but Cornishes come with some other challenges trying to keep them. So
They do.
All right, there you have it. 5 great breeds for delicious meat. I'm actually hungry. I'm going
KFC?
well, I'm going to a steakhouse tonight. Should I get chicken? Nah,
No.
steak.
salad.
Salad. Yeah,
Can I have
right.
Can I have the tofu salad, please?
Kale salad, your favorite. But if you have meat birds, send us some pictures in the comments. We'd love to see them. And as always, we appreciate all your comments. Please like if you haven't already, subscribe, and
Keep on hobby farming.
what's up next?
I don't know.